I'm the boss. Mullah, mullah, mullah. What's in a mullah? Mullah, mullah, mullah. Kinyaka mullah, mullah.
Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of Handle the Heat. I'm your host TK, and with me today is Charma Maluleka. You may know him from Made to Fly Creators. He's the founder as well as the ambassador of S02e05 Africa. Charma, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Oh man, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And how do you feel about hot food? How are you with hot food?
I'm a big fan, actually. I love hot food. So
You know how many people say they love hot food, and then when they go through the show, we can't see. It looks like they were lying this whole time.
guess there's only one way to find out.
Okay, are you ready for this game?
Ready.
In case you don't know, we are 4th Avenue 27 boxes in Melville, and you're watching Handle the Heat. So you've been in television for quite a while. People don't even know you were the guy behind Nimrod Nkosi and the national lottery. We pull our files out.
Hey.
How'd you get in? What was the route? What was the game plan?
It's my passion for learning, you know. So I've always been out there, always approached people. I've done a lot of free stuff. So I think that's why it's been easy for me to get in, because I get in for free and then showcase my value. And then at a later point, you know.
And that's what you do right now as S02e05 Africa as well.
Well, I did that in the beginning, but now I'm good. Now I'm formal. I'm authorized now. Now I'm paid.
Has it always been the goal to add value to brands?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm very passionate about building. You know, I don't want to be a part of something that's huge. I want to become a part of something that's small and play a part in making it huge. So I always looked around for brands that have been around, but or brands that are not as popular, you know. So I'm passionate about working with the underdog, basically. Yeah.
What was the starting point for you? Because I know most people, when they're content creators or film directors, they start with some small phone or some small camera. Everyone has their little thing. A musician has a little cheap mic in the back room. What was your tool or toy that made you go, okay, we're going somewhere?
Actually, it was the need, man. It wasn't a tool. I worked for an agency, a big agency. And it was just like, it really got to me how they were recycling talent. You know, I mean, I'd be part of the auditions and you'd see brilliant people, but they'd be like, nah, we're not gonna get viewership. So it was always like, you know what, up until which point are we gonna keep recycling people? Because these people that are big brands today, at some point they were unknowns. So then when I left the agency, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it my job to help introduce new talent. It was also an untapped market at the time. So that's actually what I was passionate about. And I started as initially I just wanted to do a magazine where I showcased talent, but in that process I ended up starting an agency.
So you started a creative agency known as Made to Fly Creators.
Yeah.
Take us through it. What is the plan? What's the goal? What is Made to Fly Creators?
Made to Fly Creative is a creative media and design agency that specializes in building brands, whether it's personal brands, corporate brands, whether it's products, but we just build brands.
What brand have you had the privilege of producing that you feel is your biggest success?
Talent-wise, we've helped introduce Mbadi Nkosi in the industry, Angela Stole, Tessa Twala, Kekimputi, the list goes on, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talent that we introduced onto the local entertainment industry, people that are doing well now. In terms of brands, I mean, we worked with Morfire, you know, the whole strategy and stuff, you know, from the onset. S02e05 Africa as well is one of the brands that I feel it's been there for years, but what's happening now, from the clothing itself to the people buying it, it's gone a different route totally. You know, it used to be an old people's brand, now it's very young, you know, and vibey. So those are just some of the brands that, you know, I look at and I'm like, fuck, we did well.
How do you make sure that you don't recycle talents or recycle ideas that have been used before? I mean, there's sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel because there is something that's working. But if you're trying to always build something or someone that could be great, what is your 3 quick steps or questions that you ask yourself to make sure is this the right move?
Natural talent, that's what I look for. Then the person's passion. you know, because it's not the most talented people that make it, it's the most passionate, the people that are diligent, the people that persevere and keep going regardless, you know. So those are musts for anyone that I work with. And also just the potential to grow, you know. You look at a brand and look at it and say, you know, does this have a potential to grow? I work on a supply demand supply basis. So I look at the market, you know, what's hot at that moment, and that's why we are called made to fly. We make things that fly. So with our talent, for example, we don't keep them beyond a certain period. Once you're in the industry, we let you go so that you can make room for someone else. So we don't hold on to talent for 10 years, because then that's how you block, because obviously they're bringing you money, you keep pushing them. Imagine you're managing a Bonang, for example. You're not going to let go. That's going to be like your cash cow, you know. So what I do is every year or every 2 years we recycle. We let talent go to other agencies or whatever, and then we bring in new talent. He just choked me.
So when the Open Up the Industry conversation started, what was your give and take? What was the... Are you okay?
This is a quetta.
You may now have water. So the conversation opened up. What was the thing every consumer should take note of? And what is the thing that you need every, I guess, celebrity influencer to be aware of, the responsibility on their end?
Sure, wait. Okay, that was a shock.
The best is yet to come. The things we say in church. This is my church.
Okay. When I first heard about the Open Up the Industry conversation, right? The first thing is who must open up the industry. Because everyone who's in the industry, at some point they had to get in. I don't think everyone who's in the industry came in with a favor. So I think the talent out there needs to understand that there's no one who owes you anything. You need to go out there and make things happen, you know. With everything that I've achieved in life, I've had to knock on doors, I've had to be rejected, I've had to, as much as I'm the one opening doors, but I also have to have a lot of doors that I have to break down, you know. So I understand the challenge. That's why it frustrates the people who are already in the industry already. When you say open up the industry, it's like, who must move for you? Because I mean, everyone who's there, it's like their livelihood, you know. That's what they do for a living. I mean, you've got this show. The day you blow up, someone's gonna come and say, no, TK's been hosting for 10 years. But it took you 10 years to get to where, you know. So no one owes you a favor. You need to actually get up and make things happen for yourself.
So on the business side of things, as a creative agency, when you're pitching to clients, presenting, what has been the perks, and what is the biggest frustration or downfall in the business sense when you're running a creative industry and building brands?
You have to offer something different. You know, there's no aircon. Yeah. Hi. Handle the heat. Bring it on. Okay. The thing is, you always have to. There's so many agencies. There's so many talented people. So when you pitch, it's usually there's nothing different. Which is why I believe in the. Like, our business structure is based on serve first. We don't do pitches. We do the work. Our pitch is us doing something for you. Yes. You got this? Yeah. What's the question?
The biggest frustrations in business.
Yeah. For me personally, the biggest frustration is not getting the clients. It's not keeping the clients, it's payments, man. Yeah. That's a big issue for small businesses. If you work with big corporates, you're always paid last. because they've got bigger bills to pay. If you work with small businesses, because they're small, they think you understand that they're small as well. Yo.
Handle the heat.
Yeah, as I was saying, you know, shit. Is there like a take 5 session? Yes. Business is tough generally, you know, but this before someone starts a business, they need to eat these wings so they can understand what they're putting themselves up for. You know, it looks good from the outside, it looks easy, but once you're inside, man, while you're busy chewing and getting your way through, you're like, boom, that's business, eh? Yeah. Like, my company's 8 years old, right? But every year there's always a challenge, you know, because growing up, when I thought of starting a business, I always used to think, I'll get to that point where I'm relaxed. If I can make $1 million, I'll be chilled. If I can make $2 million. But it's like, the more money we come across, the bigger the challenges, the bigger the responsibilities. So it's ongoing, man, you know. That's why you look at companies that are 100 years old, they close down. I mean, you'd expect them, like, after 100 years, like, they should know everything, you know. Look at brands like Nokia, that just, like, one moment they were like the biggest thing. Right now the trend is in alcohol, where a few years ago vodka was the thing, then last year it was gin. What's going to be this year? Maybe brandy, maybe, you know. So as a business, as a brand, you always have to keep evolving. You always have to understand what your consumers' needs are, or whoever you're providing services for. And I think that's where we've excelled, because we're always changing. Had we stayed the same, I mean, I started as a model agency, but right now the model side is not our biggest income division. You know, now it's the creatives. Now we're doing a lot of corporate videos, you know, the likes of Durban July, the Sun Mats. We're filming those things, you know, and people are like, but you guys are an agency, a talent management agency. It's like, yes, we are, but in order for us to keep rolling out, we have to, you know, look at all that. Yo, I feel like I'm sweating.
Yo, it's visible.
Yes. Yeah, she said.
And you still got 2 more left.
I'll handle the heat, man. I just needed to get that out of my chest.
You ready? Are there any projects you've taken on that you can say are your most embarrassing moments? Or things where you almost lost the business or lost the clients that you are prepared to talk about?
Yesterday, yeah. Yesterday was that experience, that moment. Sure. And I feel like today I'm losing a lot of street cred. No, I have a flu, don't worry about that. Can't I just like...
You're doing well though.
It's just the sweat that's exposing me, man. Damn. I was gonna take it like a man and hide it, but now. I had the worst production experience yesterday. I was shooting with Bonang for Woolworths. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. My laptop crashed. I couldn't transfer the photos in time. The post had to go out at a certain time. We missed the deadline by 2 hours. And this is something that was advertised. My card couldn't stop working in the middle of, like, everything that could go wrong went wrong. It left a very unprofessional and bad experience on how we carry our services. So for me, that was the most embarrassing and the biggest, like, ouch.
How do you pick yourself up from that?
The only way to prove that you're good is to undo the mess by doing something better. So now it's like, look, I did this wrong, what can I do better for the same client, complimentary, just to show them that, you know what, I actually know the job. It was just the, why aren't you sweating?
Maybe I'm dead inside. I'm just dead. I like how I asked why am I not sweating. Like, this is something we do as a team.
My lips. Yo, I'm looking so forward to Valentine's Day now. I just want. Yeah, that's what happened.
So picking yourself up, giving complimentary services, bettering your game.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that's beyond your control. I mean, I don't think anyone goes into a production expecting the laptops to crash or the cards to jam, your backups don't work, your batteries die. You know, I don't think anyone goes into a production. So it's one of those things. I think spiritual, or there's a force, I don't know, but it's just one of those things that shakes you up. You know, when you get into a comfort zone, there's always something that shakes you up. So I think that's what happened, and I'll bounce back, because it's not that we don't know the job, we know the job. It's just that on that specific day. So we'll go back, look at what they need and what we can offer, and then just give them like a goodbye. Thank you for business. This is just for us to say sorry, and yeah, sorry guys, really apologize from the bottom of my heart. As you can see, even my body's crying. That's how bad it is.
Now, for those of us behind the scenes, and those watching who are entrepreneurs who want to try into the game, the common complaint or the common observation is companies are recycling the same companies and not opening up the industry and giving these creatives or these agencies or these companies the same opportunity to show them that they can do or deliver possibly even better at a cheaper cost. What are the things you would tell every agency, every entrepreneur to maybe do? What are the top 3 things that they need to do? And to all your big, major, booming companies, what do they need to do to make sure they regulate the game?
Okay. I'm ready.
You ready? So teach us, tell us, and after that, how can we get a hold of you? Challenge someone.
This guy's not fair. I'm walking out of here. Yo! Yes. Yo!
I'll have milk with you.
Okay, now you feel it. Oh. Till I overflow. Okay. First question was the 3 things, right? What was the question?
What are the top 3 things aspiring entrepreneurs and agencies need to do to make sure they can enter the corporate world and have the same clients that the bigger agencies are always getting? And what are things that major companies should start doing to regulate the game and make sure they're actually giving opportunities to everyone else?
Why are you talking funny? Yo, hey, can't I get like lipstick or something? I can literally see the steam coming out of my. You know, TK and everyone who's watching, man. When it comes to business is about relationship. That's what people don't understand. If I can't trust you to have lunch with you, how do you trust me to give you my money? So business is about relationship, and that's what people don't understand. They think it's about having the best proposal. That's why a lot of people seal deals at golf courses. Hi, Mudimu Palabado. Joe! I'm not the only one.
Yep.
So before you, like, why are they using the same service provider for so long? It's because of trust. When I went to high school, I had friends who are in business now. I do a lot of business with those people because I trust them. We have a history. Oh gosh. Yeah. If this interview was 10 minutes, just this one question is going to take 20 minutes to answer. Hey.
Almost there.
Just so, like, you guys have like a pool after this. So it's about trust. So build trust. Don't just go there expecting favors. Don't go there on that give us a chance, you know. I'm not gonna risk my business just to give you a chance. I'll only risk if you're worth the risk. So the most important thing, make it worth my while, you know. Don't just come to me with a brilliant proposal. Actually come with a service that I need. Give me something I don't already have. Don't come expecting me to put someone that I've been working with for 10 years on the side just because you want a chance, you know. Earn it. Yeah.
Well said. Thank you for coming to the show. You want to challenge someone?
Yes. Yo. Zoga, Rajo. Come have wings. Yo.
Name the challenger. Here's your cameras. What are you up to next?
Yeah, I want to make it globally. So I've been building my brand in New York for 2 years. So I think in the next 2 years we will have a proper solid foundation. We've got a few clients from New York. We're doing a lot of work in New York. So that's where I'm going, global. I also want to take my brands, the talents that I work with, I want to take them that side, introduce South African talent to the global market, and also take some brands from that side and introduce them to the market. But it's about empowering our country, it's about empowering our continent and empowering our talent. So yeah, I want to build brands. Sure. That's it. Shit.
Name your challenger.
Who do I challenge on the show? Yes. Matima Muremi and Kapsile Shabalala and Mapasek.